Hi,
everyone.
This is
Time
mini story for Kaizen Way. Get started.
for the mini story for the Kaizen Way. You smiling and happy?
Yes.
You're jumping around, you're up, you're moving. Let's get started. Jan was a very rude woman. She was always rude to everybody. She was always very harsh to everybody. How was Jan?
Jan was rude and harsh to everybody.
Jan was rude. Jan was rude and harsh to everyone.
Everyone.
Who was very harsh and rude to everyone?
Jan was rude and harsh to everyone.
Jan
was
very harsh
and
was very rude to everyone.
Yes.
Was Jan gentle and kind?
Not gentle
No,
and kind.
She was not gentle and kind. She was harsh.
To everyone.
She was rude. Was she rude and harsh to some people?
Not some people, to everyone.
Not to some people.
Everybody. She rude
To
and
everyone.
harsh
She was
to
rude
everybody.
and harsh
Yeah.
to everyone. People didn't like Jan.
Yes.
Nobody liked Jan. Why not?
Because you were rude and harsh
Well,
to
because
everyone.
she was rude and harsh
Everybody.
to everyone. Jan always said rude comments to her friends. She always said harsh, rude zingers. Zinger?
Yes.
What's a zinger?
Zinger means surprising
A
or
zinger
shocking.
is something that's surprising or shocking.
Yes.
So a zinger of a comment means a surprise comment.
Right comment.
Jan always said rude zingers.
Zingers.
She always gave rude zingers to her friends. It means rude, surprising comments.
Yes.
So a rude zinger would be a rude, surprising comment.
Surprising comment.
Were her zingers rude or funny?
Zinger rude. She was
Her
Zinger
zingers
rude.
were rude. Her surprising comments were always rude. Were her zingers kind?
Not kind.
No,
Zinger
not
rude.
kind. Her
She
zingers,
was Zinger
her
rude.
surprising comments were always harsh and rude. Who always gave harsh zingers to her friends?
Jan
always said
was
harsh
always
zingers
rude and
to her
harsh
friends.
zingers to her friends and everyone else.
Jan always said harsh zingers to her
Rude
friends.
Zingers. Yes.
What kind of zingers? Harsh
Rude
zingers.
and harsh zingers.
Rude zingers. Who gave harsh, rude zingers?
Jan was harsh, rude zingers.
Jan always said harsh, rude zingers. Shocking, surprising, rude comments. All the time.
All the time.
How often?
All the time.
All the time.
All the
All the time.
She gave
harsh,
and
rude zingers to her friends
and everyone else.
and everyone else.
Yes.
Were her friends happy?
Not. They
cried.
cried every day.
Jan's so mean. Jan is so harsh. Every day, Jan's friends cried.
and cried.
Well, one day, Jan decided to change. She decided, I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to be kind and gentle and sweet. She summoned all her friends to her house.
Yes.
What did she do?
She summoned to all her friends
She
to her
summoned her
house.
friends to her house. Did she call her friends to her house?
Yes, she called her friend to her
Yes,
house.
she did. She called them to her house. She said, "Come to my house, please."
Please.
She said, "Please," because she's trying to be nice now.
Yes.
So she summoned her friends. Who did she summon?
Her friends. All of
Her friends.
friends.
Jan summoned
Jan
her
summoned
friends.
all
She called her
friends
friends.
to her house.
Come to my house. Come to my house.
Said,
She summoned
come to
them.
my house.
Who summoned all her friends to her house?
Jan summoned all her friends to her house.
Jan summoned all her friends to her house.
Yes.
Which friends did she summon?
All of the friends. All
all
of her
them.
friends.
She summoned every
She
friend.
called
All of them.
them.
Jan summoned all of her friends to her house. Where did she summon them to?
To her house. She summoned all her
Her
friends
house.
to
She
her house.
summoned them to her house.
Yes.
They all came to her house. They sat in the living room. And then Jan coughed up a compliment to each one. Jan said something nice to each one. It was a little difficult for Jan because usually, in the past, she was always so harsh and rude. So she had to cough it up. She had to force the compliment out. It wasn't easy in the beginning. So she kind of, you're a very nice person.
You're a very nice person.
You're really intelligent. And she kind of coughed out the compliments. She forced them out of her body, forced them out of her mouth.
Yes.
Did the compliments come out easily?
Not easily. It's difficult. A little difficult for Jan.
They didn't come out easily. She had to force them out. She had to cough them up. What did Jan cough up?
She coughed compliments.
Compliment is a nice statement.
Nice statement.
Something you say that's nice to someone.
Yeah.
She had to cough up compliments. Who had to cough up compliments?
Jan was coughed up.
Jan coughed up compliments to her friends.
To her friends.
Who did she cough up the compliment?
Jan coughed up the compliment to her friends.
Compliments to?
To her friends. She coughed
to her
up
friends.
to
She
her
coughed
friends.
up compliments.
Compliment to her
to
friends.
her friends or for her friends.
Yes.
What did she do?
She coughed up.
She coughed
them out
up
to her
compliments
friends. Compliments.
to her friends.
Yes.
How did she say them?
She said,
she
you
coughed
are
them
nice.
up. She forced them out. Wasn't easy, but she did it.
Not easy.
She said, I'm very sorry. I will never be harsh to you again. Was she going to be harsh to her friends again?
She said she'd never be harsh.
She said, I will never be harsh to you again. How was she going to be?
She's going to be harsh. Never.
She was going to be gentle and kind. She was going to be gentle and kind to all her friends.
Yes.
She was not going to be harsh.
Yes.
Ever again. And so, over the course of 2 years, Jan became nicer and nicer and nicer. She was super kind. She was super friendly. She gave compliments to everybody.
Yes.
Over the course of how many years did she do this?
2 years. Over the course of 2 years.
Over the course of
nicer
2
and
years.
nicer.
For 2 years. During 2 years. For 2 years. Over the course of 2 years. Who was nice and kind over the course of 2 years?
Jan was kind and nicer because after
Jan
2
was
years.
always nice and kind and friendly over the course of 2 years.
Yes.
For how long?
2 years.
For 2 years. Over the course of 2 years.
Over the course of 2 years.
Over the course of 2 years, what did Jan do?
She became nicer and nicer.
Jan became
kind
very
and
kind.
very friendly.
Jan gave compliments every day, all the time, over the course of 2 years. Who always gave compliments over the course of 2 years? Every day.
Jan was.
Jan always gave compliments every day to everybody over the course of 2 years. Now, of course, everybody loved Jan. After 2 years, they loved her. They gave her kisses. They gave her money. They gave her love and friendship. Everybody in the world loved Jan. And Jan, of course, felt very fulfilled, very happy, very satisfied. After 2 years, how did Jan feel?
She felt fulfilled,
She
happy,
felt
and
fulfilled.
satisfied.
She felt satisfied and very, very happy.
Very happy.
Why did she feel fulfilled after 2 years?
Because people all over the world love Jan.
Everybody loved her.
Yes, everybody loves her.
After 2 years, everybody loved Jan. So she felt fulfilled. How did she feel?
She felt fulfilled.
She felt fulfilled.
Very happy.
She felt
and
satisfied and happy.
Satisfied.
Who felt fulfilled?
Jan felt fulfilled.
Jan felt fulfilled. She felt loved. She felt appreciated. She felt fulfilled.
Yes.
And that is the end of our mini story for...
Yes. That's it. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye.